41-10, Chiefs beat the Bears.
How not watchable are they?
As
Fox switched off the game at halftime.
Yeah, so it's really quick. We got Sunday Ticket through YouTube TV, and I panicked. I didn't know because I got three screens going. And when you take the thing that says it's Chiefs versus Bears and it just flips to the game I'm already watching on another screen, it's like, what's going on here? Did you even think about this, YouTube TV? Did you even anticipate what's going to happen when the local affiliate moves to another game? Yeah. So this is a PSA for anybody that ran into the same issue that I ran into. When you click Join Live on the game, you have two options, right? You can watch that game through the local affiliate that has turned to a different game, or you could do the Sunday Ticket game. So I had to switch it to the Sunday Ticket game, which is always available, right? Because it wouldn't make sense to switch off a game that I want to have all the games on, even if it's 41-0 or whatever. I want to have all the games on. So we figured it out. I panicked. I threw it out into Twitter because sometimes you get quick answers when you do it on Twitter. But we found it. So anyway, this was a beatdown.
Yeah. I mean, remember we were going into the game going because of the week that Chicago has had. It goes one of two ways. Either it galvanizes the Bears, and this is a completely random, close game for no good reason other than Chicago wants to stick it to everybody and everything that happened to them this week, or they get wrecked, and it went the wrecked route. They were terrible, and the Chiefs stomped them. And for a while, it looked like Miami's 70-20 win wouldn't be the biggest win of the day.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kansas City, the Bears made a stop against Kansas City's offense on the first drive, and then that was it until Blaine Gabbert came in.
I mean, we said this the other week, right? Isn't it insane how many times games like that happen that way, where like the first thing that happens is actually good for the team that got stomped by like 50 points?
If you could just hold on for the next 55 minutes, you'll make it into a game.
The first 1 minute, great. The next 59, not so much.
Mahomes and the Chiefs looked sharp. They looked as expected, right? Mahomes had one unbelievable throw to Justin Watson for 37 yards. Everything else was, again, underneath stuff that the Bears had no answers for. Greg Olsen, was it Olsen on the game?
Yeah, that's the thing, right? So they had the A team, the Fox Alpha #1 broadcasting team. And at halftime, they decided this game is such a shit show, we're switching off. We're not even going to bring you the rest of this game. That's how much of a joke it is. Despite it being Greg Olsen and the best guys we have, we're out of here.
Yeah.
And it's Chicago. It's like a giant media market as well. Wild.
And Taylor Swift was there.
Oh, yeah. What's your breakdown on the Taylor Swift thing? Do you know a single Taylor Swift song?
Nope.
Gotcha.
I mean, when I hear them, I don't know the names. I can't believe how many people online do like full... like our football friends who do full Taylor Swift football crossover podcasts
and like pun
and like rank every song and history and all of it.
Yeah.
I saw more Taylor Swift than I saw Andy Reid yesterday. I don't think there was any shots of Andy Reid on the side. The guy just passed
Tom Landry
for fourth most wins in history, and I saw more Taylor Swift than Andy Reid. And I'm not just like crotchety boomer right now. That's just an observation. Saw more Taylor Swift than Andy Reid yesterday while watching the game.
Yeah.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything to add? The Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce's 7 catches, 69 yards and a touchdown.
I tweeted all the thoughts I had on the subject.
You did?
Yeah. Which was 2.
I may have unfollowed you.
I had 2 thoughts. That was it. I'm not like somebody. I had one Taylor Swift tweet, right? And then somebody was like, who cares? Like, yeah, look, Taylor Swift, whatever you think about her, right? Like her, don't like her, like the music, don't like the music. The one thing you can't really deny is she appears to be quite a popular human being.
And all you're trying to do, you're just trying to hit the algorithm at the right angle, right? If you mention Taylor Swift, the tweet might pick up a little bit. So you got to do that.
I mean, look,
it's doing it for the algorithm.
You got to tap into the zeitgeist, which at the moment apparently is very Taylor Swift focused.
Yeah.
My other thought was that that there's something to this relationship when she's comfortable enough standing next to Donna Kelce, Travis's mother.
She's sitting with Donna.
Right.
So she's met Travis's mom.
No, not just that. That itself is notable, right? But the real key part was when Travis Kelce scored, she was comfortable enough standing right next to Donna Kelce to scream in her ear, "Let's fucking go!" You don't do that if it's just, just met the woman first time. Like, Now, maybe you do if you're Taylor Swift, right?
I'm sure Donna was doing that from the first snap.
I've got more money than God. I can do whatever the hell I like. Who's going to stop me? Who knows? But in the usual, like, social etiquette world, that would be you need to have some familiarity with the family before you're willing to go there.
All right, we spent way too much time on that. Kansas City looked as expected. On the other side, with Chicago.
Hang on, one last Kansas City thing, not Taylor Swift thing. Juwan Taylor's now being bullied by the officials.
Oh, yeah, they're calling...
everything.
They're calling this stuff.
But they're calling it now even when it's not. Like, he's now actually being victimized. He's gone all the way from, we've never called a single penalty on this dude, we're just letting him get away with murder, to actually now we're just going to call, like, you think you're in the right spot? Not today. Flag. So Andy Reid is now benching the guy basically for not for his own safety, but like, you're being, like, they are calling bullshit penalties on you that are taking touchdowns off the board, so we're going to take you off the field because this is ridiculous.
People were trying to tweet at us about that and everything. It is kind of ridiculous. I think it's got to be the easiest thing in the world for the NFL to police. Which
well, it would be if they did.
The pre-snap alignment for the tackle. Forget the jump the snap thing or whatever, but the pre-snap alignment for the tackle, your head being in the middle of the body of the guard and all.
Center,
sorry. Like, that's not that hard.
No. I have been, like, people are like, where was your outrage on this, blah, blah. I have been literally bitching about this for like 20 years, right? It has always irritated the crap out of me that they take the piss in this way, right? I would be all for like a 2 or 3 week period where the NFL just goes jihad on this and says, if you are even vaguely off that line, we're throwing a flag on it, right? And then everyone would get the message and everyone would stop doing it and everyone would be lined up where the hell they were supposed to be lined up. But instead, what they've done is basically go, we had our pants taken down on an island game where everybody was watching, so we're going to take it out on you. Juwan Taylor, we are now going to make sure that you get all these flags. And everyone else, they can still line up wherever the hell they like. Just not you.
The NFL's bullying Juwan Taylor.
They
are. So that took off it was a bad busted coverage, but was it Valdez-Scantling was going to walk in for like a 50-yard touchdown?
It's just as well they had another 78 touchdowns that they could put on the board.
So the Bears, just when maybe there was going to be signs of life, they were unable to move the ball whatsoever. Justin Fields drops an absolute dime up the sideline to DJ Moore, who drops it. Next pass, tip, interception. I mean, the Chiefs had like three 2-minute drives in the first half where they just kept getting the ball back and having a chance to put points on the board.
Yeah.
And at that point, they were like, are they going to bring Mahomes back? Well, of course they are. They're going to, bring him back out there and keep putting points on the board. Greg Olsen was lamenting the lack of designed runs that Justin Fields had been a part of coming into the game, much like we had. Mm-hmm. Perhaps they have our data, helping with the broadcast and everything. But it's the same way I'm saying Arizona played the underdog role well, right? Josh Dobbs is going to run it a little bit. We're going to do a little trickeration with Rondale Moore. It's like the Bears aren't tapping into any of that. They don't even go into this game thinking we are so outmanned right now. The Bears' pass rush against the Chiefs' offensive line might be the biggest mismatch in the entire NFL, right? It really is. It's bad. You're outmanned across the board. You have to try stuff in an underdog role, and it took till drive 4 before you saw Justin Fields actually keep it.
The speed at which they are not learning lessons on Chicago, the offense, is staggering to me. I don't understand why this has taken so long.
Here's what I wonder, though, and this is the risk. As much as I like the quarterback run game because I know what it opens up in the pass game, and I know if you've got other deficiencies, it can create open throws for you, as I always say. How much do you think Justin Fields, when he ran for over 1,000 yards last year, he got hurt quite a bit? Rib injuries, he took a lot of hits. Was it just a health thing for him where they're like, can we just not do this? Because even in this game, right, he got the peanut punch to the face.
Which, by the way, he left he got up and was like, wobbly, right? Visibly. His own receiver.
It's like a forearm shiver to the head.
Which wasn't a penalty somehow.
Yes.
DJ Moore, has to walk him to the sideline. He's like, dude, this guy's not right. Get him off the field. And in this world now, the post-2-0 world, where they change the regulations now, where if you are visibly impaired, you're done. We just shut you down because we can't have you coming back on and getting to it, and then we have a whole crisis to deal with. He came back in the game. That's wild. And by the way, this is midway through the beatdown, even just in terms of if there's any doubt whatsoever we don't need him back
This was
in this
late
game.
in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, Chicago should have kept him out of the game. Even if the medical people cleared him, they shouldn't have put him back out there. That was egregious mishandling of a guy's safety. But yes, like that would be my counter to that is he's going to get hurt anyway. I mean, look what he's doing. Like, look at last week. The dude was taking all kinds of hits in the pocket because he can't operate passing. He can't operate a passing offense from the pocket. So this idea of let's spare him physically by not running him and instead leave him in a pocket where he can't handle it and gets collapsed and crushed in the – like, that's not helping.
I know. He's unsafe in the pocket, too, because he just waits until the rush gets there.
That's what I mean.
He is just waiting. It's like there's just no on-time throws. And every now and again, he'll uncork one, put it on DJ Moore's hands, and he dropped it. DJ Moore did have a great catch later, but it was, too much. So Chiefs dominate 41-10. I think, as expected, looking like the Chiefs, and they get to play the Jets on Sunday Night Football.
I think it's quite hysterical how on brand this cameo from Blaine Gabbert was.
Oh, yeah, you have to do the Blaine, yeah. Well,
look, at one point, the Chiefs, what was they, 35 up, 40? Did they get to 41? Yeah, they obviously.
It was 41-0.
Blaine Gabbert didn't score. 41-0 up, and Nick Wright, friend of the show, is out here tweeting that they're going to, the biggest shutout of NFL history is like 50-something 0.
73-0, the NFL championship game.
Was that nothing as well?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe it's like since the merger. That's
probably since the
people
merger,
do
yeah.
to fudge that.
59-0 Patriots-Titans.
That's what it is.
That what it was?
Right? So it's 59-0, biggest shutout in NFL history since the merger. And he's like, that's in jeopardy right now. He's like, the Dolphins with their 70-20, it's not even going to be the biggest win of the day. The Chiefs are going to – I was like, here comes Blaine Gabbert to solve that problem. Comes in, pass number 1, interception. And it wasn't even his only one of the day. He had 2 picks and 5 attempts.
The second one wasn't his fault.
It's never all his fault. That's the beauty of being Blaine Gabbert.
It was a drop.
I know, but that's the part, like, that's the beauty of being Blaine Gabbert, is it's not all your fault, but you have this magnetism of awful. Like, you have your own ability to make terrible things happen, but then you somehow, you suck in all of the potential for crappy things to happen by virtue of you being in the offense.
The one thing I'll say is it might be a concern when and if Patrick Mahomes gets hurt again. Remember, on their 2 Super Bowl runs, they needed Chad Henne to finish the Browns game.
Yes.
And they had Chad Henne with a 99-yard drive. Mahomes is awesome, but also they've had their backups operate this offense at an extremely high level when Mahomes has been hurt. Chad Henne.
Matt
Moore. They've had their backups operate at an extremely high level.
Yes. Now, look. You didn't exactly have a ton of confidence about Chad Henne or Matt Moore in isolation, and yet, yes, they were able to come in and operate this offense, at least for a drive, extremely well. That being said, I have zero confidence in Blaine Gabbert's capacity to do that in a crunch situation.
Just something to keep an eye on.
He couldn't do it against the Bears yesterday when everything was catastrophic.
Something to keep an eye on.